House Intelligence Chairman Devin Nunes taking on the FBI once again. In a blistering letter to the DOJ, Nunes alleges the agency's surveillance warrant on a former Trump advisor clearly broke the rules on submitting evidence to the FISA court. He pointed back to the FBI's use of that fake Trump dossier to obtain the warrants, which may have violated multiple criminal statutes. Joining us now with his reaction, and the man who has been at the forefront of all of this, the president of Judicial Watch, Tom Fitton. Tom, what say you?
Well, I think it's pretty darn interesting that you have an Intelligence Committee chairman having to remind the FBI and Justice Department what the rules and the laws are, and pretty obvious rules and laws. And the rule he was pointing to with the FBI is they got to make sure that they're presenting accurate information to the FISA court if the court is expected to rely on it. And of course, they didn't make sure it was accurate. They pretended it was accurate and arguably misled the court. And on top of that, if indeed that was done, all sorts of criminal laws were violated, including conspiracy, obstruction of justice, and things like that. And you got to wonder why it is this Justice Department hasn't taken action till now. Now, recall, we only know about this after the Intelligence Committee fought the Justice Department and FBI for almost a year to get information about the background on the dossier. They covered up its origins. They didn't want to turn it over to Congress. And I guess it's unfortunate but not surprising that they're having to be told now maybe you need to do an investigation and explain yourself in terms of violations of law and your own protocols.
Well, Tom, on that point, how important is it that we all see, the country, see the application for that FISA warrant?
I think it's extremely important. We have these dueling memos between Nunes and Adam Schiff. There's a debate about what the origin of the dossier was and how significant it was in terms of its use to target the Trump team. We need the underlying materials. We've sued for it in court. I know Congress wants it as well. The White House should declassify the material. Taking a step back, the dossier is the reason for the Mueller investigation. No dossier, no Mueller investigation. And this is why I suspect the Justice Department and FBI don't want to say much or do much on the dossier, which was improperly used, because it's currently being improperly used to target Mr. Trump. And if I were General Sessions or I were President Trump, I'd say, hold on a second, what are we doing here? Let's put a pause on this Mueller investigation until we figure out how this dossier has been misused, because we're not going to allow any of our court processes to continue to be abused, and the Justice Department to continue to be abused pursuing this Clinton campaign document that has no verification.
Well, Tom, we'll see what happens this week. Just 10 seconds left here. Do you think we'll see some movement this week?
I doubt we'll see movement this week. I think there's going to be loggerheads in terms of getting information out about the dossier unless the White House intervenes.
Tom Fitton, the head of Judicial Watch, at the forefront of this, as always. Tom, thank you for coming in on a Saturday, and thank you for what you've done on this story. It's very important, and there will be more to come. Thanks, Tom.
Thank you, You're welcome.